Selecting a business credit card is a bigger decision than you think. For any small business to succeed, all the dominoes have to be aligned and fall just right. A business credit card is one of those dominoes. I researched the 30 most popular business credit cards and narrowed it down to a handful of the best dominoes, some of which I'll admit are a little off the beaten path and might surprise you. I don't see a whole lot of love out there for our first cashback card, but I really like its simplicity. The Capital One Spark Cash Plus will not only provide a good cashback flow at a solid 2% across the board on everything, but perhaps more importantly, because it's a set it and forget it type card, you don't have to waste your time and attention picking sectors for purchases or rotating categories. None of that. It does work like a charge card, so you got to pay that sucker off every month. And it comes with a $150 annual fee. But if that's a showstopper, an extra $12.50 a month that's going to torpedo your business, like, how are we even alive? Right now, Spark Cash Plus is running a limited time $3,000 cash bonus. The spending threshold is kind of steep, but if you're about to incur a bunch of startup costs, then you'll be able to reap those rewards. You'll get $1,500 after you spend 20 grand in the first 3 months and another $1,500 after you spend 100 grand in 6 months. For example, say you hit 20 grand in the first 3 months and then your spending tapers off for the rest of the year and you only spend an additional 10 grand. On top of that, perhaps you go to a trade show or conference, costs you 2 grand round trip for hotel flights. 20 grand that gets us that sign up bonus and then an extra $400 because we're working at 2%. So that's 1,900. 10K the rest of the year, 2%, an extra 200. Then that $2,000 trip booked through the website comes in at 5% and puts another Benjamin in your pocket. All in all, in this scenario, $2,200 isn't bad. Additionally, if you have an employee or 2 or 10, they can all get free cards and all that cash back gets compiled into your account. Alternatively, if you find that that sign-up bonus is just too high or you don't like the color green, our next card solves those problems while maintaining our standard of simplicity. The differences with the Blue Business Cash are that it's a credit card, so you can carry a monthly balance, and it comes with an introductory 12-month 0% APR. On top of that, you'll be $12.50 richer each month because there's no annual fee. The sign-up bonus is a lower yet more attainable $250 statement credit after you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. Like the Spark, it earns 2% on all purchases, but only up to $50,000. So if you plan on spending more than $50,000 on your small business, I'd encourage you to reconsider the Spark. If you don't know who Ramit Sethi is, he's an author and personal finance advisor. He wrote the book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, which is a great template for setting up systems to help save money. Ramit has a money rule for himself, whereby if he has a flight that's more than 4 hours, he flies business class. He posed the question on X asking people if they thought he was wasting his money with this rule. 71% said no, it's not a waste of money. Now, not all of us have that luxury, but there are ways to travel more comfortably. At the other end of the credit card spectrum, we have the high-flying, high-spending, high-fee cards that come with some of the most robust benefits. These cards are the opposite of simple. They're not complicated, they're just complex, and we'll sort it all out. The most well-known is the Amex Platinum, but we're gonna start with its lesser-known little cousin, the Capital One Venture X Business. So how can this card be the right domino for your business? Well, first we must acknowledge the $395 annual fee that is totally recoverable with the benefits. At the time of this video, Capital One is running a limited time sign-up bonus of 300,000 miles divided into 2 spending tiers, similar to the Spark we discussed earlier. You'll get 150,000 miles after you spend 20K in the first 3 months, and an additional 150,000 miles if you spend 100K in the first 6 months. The value of these miles is highly dependent on how they're used. I've seen them valued anywhere between 1 cent and 2 cents per mile. In the conservative nature of this channel, we're just gonna call it 1.5 cents per mile. So each chunk of 150,000 miles is worth roughly $2,250 or $4,500 in total. But if you redeem those miles for cash, that slashes the valuation down to 0.5 cents. So don't do that. So here's where the complexity kicks in is you get point multipliers depending on the expense category. Those clock in at 2x, 5x, and 10x, and each year you'll get a $300 credit towards bookings through the Capital One website and 10,000 bonus miles that starts on your 1-year anniversary. It also comes with a ton of creature comforts for regular travels, such as Global Entry or TSA Pre, as well as access to a ton of lounges. 2 more quick points about this card is you get free cards for all your employees, so all the spending that they do all accumulates into the same pot. And you can adjust each card's spending limit. So if employee Becky is out there jet setting, meeting clients, closing deals, bringing in businesses, just killing it, perhaps her spending limit's 20 grand a month. Kyle, on the other hand, can't be trusted with the morning coffee order, but you can't fire him because he's your brother-in-law, so his spending limit per month's 10 bucks. In Kyle's defense, I've seen a lot of complicated coffee orders, and in all fairness, Kyle's dependable in other ways. Every year at the Christmas holiday party, you can count on him getting hammered. The con with the Venture X is that you can't carry a balance. It has to be paid off every month, which is just a best practice anyway. Now, sitting atop the business credit card food chain, if you have an extra $300 in your pocket and you can stomach the $695 annual fee, Amex Platinum has amazing benefits. The sign-up bonus can vary person to person, but the standard going rate these days is 120,000 points. So say you qualify for and hit the spending threshold for 120,000 points. We're gonna value those using the same valuation I used in this video at 1.6 cents per point. So that'll bring us in 1,920 bucks. In addition to that, you get a bunch of stuff. You get a ton of lounge access, a $200 airline fee credit, $120 cell phone credit, $150 Adobe credit, a Dell credit, Indeed credit, Clear credit, hotels, dining, credit. The list goes on and on. Now, for this card to be viable long-term, I'd submit that a key component is that you're traveling pretty regularly and booking those flights through the website, which gives you that 5x multiplier. I see these high-end cards being for a business that's a bit more mature. Becky's out there killing it, Kyle's been transferred to the Utica branch, and you're beginning to scale and expand. Now, at the intersection of uniqueness and flexibility and utility, we find the American Express Gold that delivers 4x on 2 out of any 6 categories. Stay with me here. These are the 6 categories, so whichever 2 you spend the most in, those 2 will get you 4x points on the first 150K. After that, it'll drop down to 1x. But the beauty here is that it all gets calculated by American Express, so no action is required on your part. It comes with other perks too, like a $240 flexible spending credit at FedEx, Grubhub, office supply stores, and a Walmart Plus membership. Now, the $375 annual fee might be tough to justify, but the sign-up bonus does kick in after you've spent 10 grand in the first 3 months. Now, in full transparency, I did consider some of the big hotel credit cards, Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, IHG, but I just couldn't bring myself to recommend them for this video. I am a Marriott fan and have one of their personal credit cards, but in terms of a business card, just had to pass. And you probably noticed the lack of ink business credit cards in this video. Just found them to be too middle of the road. When you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. Now, as I mentioned earlier, for your business to succeed, all those dominoes have to fall just right. And the business credit card is one of those dominoes. But what I failed to mention is you don't necessarily need a business card. There is an alternative. Another solution is just a normal credit card. I made these videos to help inform your swift decisions so you can get back to building your business, making sure Kyle's not face down in the break room, and making millions.